Hey, Michael, when you got Braden Mann, did you realize that he would be able to play as well as he's been playing, honestly, so far?
Yeah, I think Braden's done a really good job since he got here. He's continually gotten better as we've moved forward, and it's just a lot. He's just being a lot more comfortable within himself. And we're never going to ask somebody to be who they're not. And I think Braden's done a really good job for us when his numbers called upon. The communication that we have throughout the game has been really crystal clear. And he's going out there, he's playing really confident, and allowing our guys to go down there, make some plays in coverage. So. Just like anything else, we're always going to strive to get better and better each week, and I think Braden's done a good job of that, and he does a great job preparing himself throughout the week. So I never question that he's not going to be ready, but he's doing a really good job, and we're going to have to continue to do that as we move forward in the season.
He's averaging something like 10 yards per punt more over the last 7 games, like his first 3. Did anything specific change? Was there any coaching point, or is it just he's just hitting it better?
I think a lot of it has to do, some of those numbers kind of get skewed at points depending on the field position. Tampa Bay, he had, I think, that one in the plus 50. He had one in the a couple in the plus 50 against Washington when he first got here. So those numbers are obviously going to skew in terms of the average distance. But when he's been called upon, when we've been backed up a little bit, he's done a really good job of flipping the field and allowing our guys at least an opportunity to help out our defense and create a long field.
I think those 2 returns by Deebo were his only 2 of the season. Was that, a bit of a curveball?
Obviously, we get ready for everything. He lined up as a kickoff returner against Jacksonville after their bye. He lined up as a kick returner in our game against them last year. Obviously, you saw that Ray McLeod was down for them. So we're always ready for whoever's going to be out there. We talked about in our meetings, getting prepared. You kind of have to contrast Ray McLeod and Deebo into 2 different categories in terms of returners. So it's not something that we were shocked at. We always try to prepare from a coaching staff-wise who could be back there. You never know who they're going to throw out back there. So, having Deebo back there, understanding what his running style is and what we have to do to corral him to get him down, obviously starts in us as coaching staff game planning for them.
What's the thought behind splitting the kickoff returners, Alameda, having the dual returners, Alameda and Boston?
Yeah, it's something different. Nothing really changes on what we're trying to do, but you never know with, weather-wise, if guys try to pop it up, you're not, left out that way. But it's just something that other teams do. You can always go back to a 1 returner, which we've done in the past. It's just something to change it up. We're not trying to fool anybody or anything like that. We're just trying to give a different look. Maybe they cover in a different way with 2 returners, but it's just something that we have in our toolbox that we can use. We can obviously go back to something that we've done in the past. So it's just something to give somebody another thought on.
When a guy like Christian Ellis has to play a lot at linebacker and everything, how does that affect how you can use him on special teams? How do you adjust when something like that happens and maybe he's not as available as he used to be?
We've been doing this since training camp. You always try to get everybody ready regardless. You're always happy when a guy gets to play offense and defense, but you also got to get the guys that, may not play as much prepared throughout the week. And the communication from Howie, Nick, to myself, to everybody else has been really good. So we always kind of know, understanding, what's going to be the best for the team. Limiting some of his reps in some points or allowing him to play some special teams. So it really is just getting everybody prepared for their number to be called.
At what point this summer did you think VanSumeren could have a role for you?
Ben coming in, he shows the height, weight, speed trait that, as a special teams coach, you always enjoy. But credit to Ben, he's always been locked in. He wants to help the team in any capacity he can. And you can see his athleticism down the field running, and being able to make a play. He got in on that punt coverage as the assisted tackle and tried to strip the ball, which was great. So having Ben out there has been nice to have him, and it's just credit to him being ready for his number to be called, and very, very happy for him. Not a lot of people from the practice squad get put on a 53-man roster, and it's all credit to him being ready and showing us, hey, if we put you out there, we're not going to fall or slip or anything like that. And he's done an unbelievable job thus far, and we're going to keep striving to get him better as we get going.
Onside kicks since they changed the rules for onside kicks, those numbers are down considerably when it comes to there. How tough is it, like, for you as a special teams coordinator, like, come up with different plays? We saw the two, kick the kicker and the punter on there, but how tough is it to come up with stuff to try to get the ball back in that situation?
You know, it's just, you know, how the game has been kind of molded, but it's actually pretty cool. Braden and Jake, you know, they come up with a lot of ideas because they're the ones out there. They're thinking from their perspective, how do we get numbers? So, you know, the communication between the players and myself, I allow them to have input. You know, it's not just me out. They're the ones playing for 60 minutes. I'm going to try and help them out. So they have a lot of input on what they think they could get off the kick. You know, we tried against our hands team in terms of what's going to put the biggest stressor on the opposing team hands team. So a lot of it goes into the communication with our two kickers, with Jake, what he sees, what the flavor of the year is around the NFL. So it is tough, but we always try to strive to get the best ideas out there to give that ball back to our offense any way we can.
When it comes to fourth down decisions, I'm assuming that's Nick's ultimate call, but are there things throughout the week leading up to the game where you may have input on what the special teams would be able to do in certain situations, or is that a conversation that you're involved in at all?
Yeah, like I said, the communication from the top down is always great, regardless of the fourth, third down, whatever it is. Nick does an unbelievable job of allowing us our input on different situations and things of that nature. So as long as we're on the same page, communicating between myself and Nick, you know, we always feel great going into those situations.
Nick was talking, obviously it's a disappointing game. He was talking about things he had to fix on the defense and offense, and then he said special teams are doing a pretty good job in all phases. What do you think has clicked this year for you guys, just as in a whole?
Yeah, you know, the players have done an unbelievable job of, you know, buying into what we're trying to sell them in terms of what we want our special teams to do, in terms of how can we help this team out when our number is called. It's always great when you have leaders like Jake Elliott, Rick Lovato out there, and, you know, the work ethic they put in is never unnoticed. Then Josh Jobe has done a really good job, you know, from year one to year two, understanding what his role is. And, you know, I think I alluded to this maybe a month ago. When Nick had that role talk, I think it just sets the stage for everyone. If you could buy into this role and help the team out, we're going to be okay. And I think they've done an unbelievable job in terms of embracing the role. I know Covey had that piece where he embraced his role as the fifth, sixth wide receiver and being the punt returner. And, you know, they've done, you know, from the top down a really good job of just embracing that and having a sense of urgency and confidence. So, you know, these players, they come in, you know, starting on Wednesday every day, and they work their tails off and have nothing but respect for them. But we're just trying to do the best we possibly can week in and week out. I think I may have said this to somebody, like, 1 week you could be in the penthouse, the other week you could be in the outhouse. So we take every day as a challenge to get better each day. And, you know, on Sunday or Monday or Thursday, whenever that game is, we're going to try and go out there and put our best foot forward and help this team out any way we can.
If I can test your memory, you played 2 years with Marcus Mariota. What were your memories of 18, 19-year-old Marcus Mariota?
You know, Marcus, you know, coming from Hawaii, whatever, he redshirted his freshman year. He actually didn't do any scout team, which was great because that made my job a lot easier. But as a redshirt freshman, you know, his first starting moment against Arkansas State, and he throws up a 50-burger in the first half. You're like, this guy's pretty special. Then, you know, Marcus is an unbelievable human being, first and foremost. And to call him, you know, be able to coach him and call him a friend is very special. And, you know, what he does is everything selfless, you know. And Marcus, you know, regardless of the role he's in, he's always going to go 100%, do what's best for the team, and can't say enough things, nice things about Marcus Mariota.
Seeing Turpin,
Last one?
sorry, seeing Turpin twice, does that help having the kind of background already and the work on him already?
There's always something that Kavante Turpin keeps you up at night with. And, you know, we did a fairly good job in terms of the punt coverage against him. The kickoff coverage, we got a little loose with it, and he got a big return on that, so we also got to clean that up. But Kavante Turpin's one of those guys where you have to stay up and be able to be on your detail to keep him contained. Just like anything else in this league, these returners are really good, so we got to really, you know, get a star around him, be able to rally around him and try to get him down before he gets going because he is a very special returner. So, you know, being familiar with him, obviously last year, playing him twice, then already this year, but you always got to be ready for him to to do something that you haven't seen before.
All right, thanks.